Hi, it's Edie here, coming to you from the home office in San Antonio, Texas. I help stressed out people own their lives through teaching them how to develop strong self-care practices, also known as habits. We shape our lives through our habits. Today, I'd like to talk with you about health. You know, there's an expression, if you don't take time for your health now, you will take time for your illness later. And there's a lot of truth to that. There's a lot of truth to that. And yet, we know this, right? You knew that. It is so easy not to take care of our health, especially with what we put in our mouths. The availability and the affordability of fast food, the lack of skill in cooking that seems to be prevalent, and our fast-paced life seems to interfere with our ability to have a mindset that says, I'm going to cook dinner. My mother raised us, and she was a stay-at-home mom, and she started thinking about dinner as soon as we finished breakfast. And she did that until she was elderly. She always was planning the next meal. I have a hard time planning the next meal. Well, I did when my kids were coming up and I was working full time. Planning meals was last on my list. So it became easy to order out a pizza or to pick up one of the big things of lasagna or something like that. And so I did not do a really sterling job of feeding my family real nourishment when they were coming up. There's lots of things that contribute to our poor health. What we eat is part of it. And so I'm going to talk a little more about what we eat. One of the things that is prevalent in our culture is a lot of people drink sodas, the cans of sugary or diet pop, Coke, or however you talk about it. And I don't mean Coke in the brand sense, I mean Coke in the common sense. Drinking those beverages, if it's sugared, it can add 15 pounds a year to your body. And if it's the diet, you're putting chemicals that have negative effects. And science is showing that the diet drinks also stimulate your pancreas, and so they're also messing with your blood sugar. And so there's just not much good about them. Yet we love them. We love the bubbly. We love the caffeine that makes us feel jazzy. And oh my goodness, do we love sugar? Sugar is so addictive. We love sugar. If we wanted to stop, how would we do that? Well, you know, to establish a new habit, you've got to remind yourself of what you want to do. To drop a habit, you've got to make it invisible to you. You've got to hide it. But it's a good thing to substitute something else. And so remind yourself of what you do want. We've got to make it pleasurable. Now, when we're letting go of something, we've got to make it unpleasurable. We've got to think about it in a way that makes it less desirable. And so one of the ways to do that is how we talk about it. And so instead of thinking of it as a reward, thinking of it as a fat and ugly pill, or something that's going to deteriorate my health, and say, I choose better for myself. So one way to do it is to substitute water, because water is healthy, and say, I choose water because I want robust health. and make it a choice for yourself. Don't make it something you should do, because should is a judgment on ourselves. We don't want to judge ourselves. We want to support ourselves to be lean and healthy and strong and flexible and well balanced. That's my mantra to me. I am lean, healthy, strong, flexible, well balanced, and on my way to being a healthy, right-minded centenarian. That's my mantra. So I recommend you come up with your own. So the first two, and then the third is we got to make it small and doable. And so sometimes it's a really good idea, instead of trying to stop something cold turkey, to cut it down by one. So if you typically drink 3 a day, then cut it down by 1. And when you've got that nailed in, then cut it down by another one, and then cut it down by another one. And you can, over time, love yourself enough to let go of it. And then you've got to remind yourself and celebrate. And so at the end of the day, you've got to notice how many you did, and whether you did good or not, whether you dropped one or didn't. Make a note of it and say, yes, I'm still trying, or yes, I'm still doing. Because that acknowledgement, that paying attention, is the juice. It's what's most important, is paying attention. Our bodies deserve it. We don't have a body, we are a body. We don't have a spirit, we are a spirit. We don't have a mind, we are a mind. This is who we are. When we take care of our physical well-being, we're also taking care of our mental well-being and our spiritual well-being. And I think sometimes it starts with our physical. Sometimes it needs to start somewhere else. But we release bad habits by putting in good habits, and by recognizing the negative effect. And so we've got to recognize the negative effect. And so one of the things as we're preparing to release this is, I want you to notice how your body feels after you have something that you know is not serving you well. And so if it's carbonated beverages, notice how your body feels. Do you really feel great? Or is your stomach feeling heavy? I don't know. Carbonated beverages make me belch crazy. So there was that. Notice how you feel. Notice how you feel about yourself. Notice how well you're thinking, because sugar does not help us think better. Notice. Love yourself enough to pay attention to your own well-being. Love yourself enough to give yourself the gift of choosing self-care, of choosing to release the things that do not serve, and adapt and adopt the things that do. Listen, I'm hoping that this is useful to you. If it is, I'd love to see you like and share. I'd love to have comments below. Let me know what you think and if this is helpful. And if you have questions that you'd like me to address, this video came from a question that I was asked on a Facebook post. And so I would love to pour my experience and my expertise in and help you to adapt the habits that help keep you well-centered, healthy, strong, and bringing your full, lively, amazing self to the world, because we need you. You got to take care of yourself. You're the only one like you we got. Thank you.